Hello, Love Monanjaya here. Welcome to the Python programming tutorial series. Let's get started. In this video, we are going to cover Python installation, the Python terminal, and we are going to write our first Python program. Let's do it. The first thing we are going to do is to download Python. So we go to Google and then type Python download. So we have our search results there. You pick a version, but ensure that it's Python 3 something. So in my case, it's Python 3.12.0. And then you scroll down to where the installation files are. I'm using Windows, so I'll go for the Windows installer 64-bit. It even says recommended there. So I download that. To install Python, you simply double-click the installer, or you can right-click and then say Run as Administrator. Our installer is kick-started. So the first thing you do is to ensure that you select this option, Add Python to path. Okay, that will enable you to use the command window, and that will prove to be very important in our future lessons and also as you work with Python. After that, you click on Install Now, which will install Python and all the other available features. I will not do that because I already have Python on my machine, but once you do that, Python will install on your machine. After you're done with the installation, open the command window. You can just search for it here. You can type either cmd or command or com, and you see it. There it is. As a way of confirming that our Python has installed correctly, we are going to type this command here. Python space -- version. Python space -- version. And we press enter. So that will show us the version of Python that is installed on our machine. To get to the Python terminal, we simply type the word Python here. And we are now in the Python terminal. The Python terminal allows us to use Python interactively. For instance, if I say 4 plus 4, 4 plus 4, press enter, it gives us the answer 8. If I say 5 is greater than 2, it returns the answer true. Yes, 5 is greater than 2. But if I say 2 is greater than 5, it gives us false. If we want the words hello world displayed on the screen, we simply type this print, then quotes there, hello world. Let me add an exclamation mark there. Then press enter. There it is, hello world. So that's the Python terminal. We'll use more of it in future videos. So that's just an introduction. To exit the Python terminal, we simply type the word exit with open and closed parentheses, then we press enter, and we are out of the Python terminal. So now let's write a Python program. our first Python program. This is the last thing we'll do. So we close that. To write a Python program, or what we sometimes refer to as the Python script, we need an editor or an editor program. So there are so many editors out there. Notepad is one of them, but here we use something that is better than Notepad. It's called IDLE, or IDLE. We'll search for it here. This comes with each Python installation. So you just need to search for IDLE, and there it is. So we open it. So the first thing that you are going to see again is it will tell you the version of Python that is in use. And again, you see our Python terminal prompt. So by default, IDLE opens in interactive mode. For instance, here we can do what we did before, 4 plus 4 plus 8, and so on. Now, the thing about using Python in interactive mode is that you cannot store those commands. Once you turn off your machine, you would have to enter them all over again. That's where the Python script comes in handy. So for us to write Python commands and save them on a file, we need to open a new file here. Go to File, then New File, there. And then you save it somewhere. I'm going to save this one in Documents. I have a folder called Python Code Show. Okay, that's where I'll store it. So we are going to name our first file hello. Our file has been saved as hello.py. All Python script files have the extension py at the end. Right, so we have this, and we can also do some customizations here. We can come to Option, then Configure IDLE. Select bold there and increase the font size a bit. Let me make it 14. Right, so okay, 14. Let's say okay. And you will notice that what I type is larger and clearer, easier on the eyes. We are going to write a program that displays the message hello world. We are simply going to say print hello world. And that's it. So to run this, we come to Run, select Run, then we say Run Module. It will ask us to save the file or to save the changes. And we say OK, and there it is. Hello world. So that's our first program. So just carefully look at the syntax. Print, it's all in lowercase. If we change this to uppercase there, it will give us this error message. Okay, it says name print is not defined. Did you mean print in lowercase? Okay. Now, let's just take a moment to look at what we've just typed in here. This command print prints whatever you have placed here in quotes. Okay, so it's print, open parenthesis, and then the message. So let me print another message here. Okay, open parenthesis. We say Python is awesome. Then we run. Again, it will ask us to save the changes. So it says hello world, and there's a typo there. It says Python instead of Python. So let's just correct it. Okay, so we run it. Says hello world, Python is awesome. So if we were to change this to uppercase P, okay, let's do that. Let's see what happens. Now, what would happen if we changed this P? Let's say we use uppercase P. It's still the word print, but when we try to run our program, we'll get this error message here. It will say, name print is not defined. Did you mean print in lowercase? Yes, we meant print in lowercase. So once you correct it like that, you run, and your program produces the desired or expected results. So Python is case sensitive. The error we just saw there is an example of what is known as a syntax error. Syntax refers to the rules for writing code or writing statements in a programming language. A violation of any of those rules, your program will not run successfully. For instance, if we removed one of those quotes, we run it, it gives us this error message here. It says unterminated string literal detected at line 2. And this is the second line, so this is our line 2. And yes, we do not have our quotes there, and we have a typo there. So, okay. So once we correct that, and our program runs again. Now, as a final thing before we close, we'll further customize our editor. We come to options and select this option which says show line numbers. And you see, we have line numbers there now. This helps us to resolve our errors quickly. The syntax for displaying a string or a line of text onto the screen is the word print, open parenthesis, then in quotes, you type that message. Okay, even single quotes can work, but you have to be consistent with whatever you choose to use. I usually prefer double quotes. I see it still runs. All right, so that's our first program. See you next time.